Elena Kagan looks like she'll be announced today. If it is Elena Kagan, where will the focus be? Seems to me we could have done worse. This is a liberal, but not a far left person. I don't think she is to liberals, if you will, what Clarence Thomas or Nino Scalia is to conservatives.
Well, she may be, because
okay.
And here's why I say that. We're talking about an effective conservative, and I think she could be an effective liberal on the bench. She doesn't seem to be over the top, though I think you're right. I think she's a pure liberal in her political ideology, and she's very accomplished. She's persuasive. She's a nice person to talk to, and that kind of a person can be effective in persuading other justices on the bench to her point of view. So I think she's got all of the skills to do that, and one of the advantages that she'll have is that at least she's not perceived as being over the top politically. The key question, of course, is will she approach cases with the view that the president does, which is we want them to come out a certain way. The most recent thing, originally we wanted empathy to always win out. Now we want the big guys always to lose the cases. We always want the, quote, little guys to win the cases, however you define that.
Yeah.
And what she needs to do is explain to the Senate that that is not her idea, that she's going to judge the cases as they come to her. And as Justice Roberts said, if the law is on the side of the big guy, then the big guy wins.
Now, you're on this committee. It seems to me she's offered an invitation for you all because she has argued pretty strongly that the Senate should carefully explore a nominee's view on judicial philosophy, that she said you really ought to probe this. She's invited this kind of inquiry, right?
Yeah, she has, and it's going to be a little difficult because she's never been a judge, so she's never decided cases that would tell you more about her ideology or her approaching to judging. And she's only argued a limited number, I believe 6 cases to the Supreme Court. And in those cases, of course, she's obligated to take the side of the government, regardless of her own personal views. So it's a little hard to find a so-called paper trail. Now, she has written fairly extensively. She was dean of the law school up at Harvard, and she has some things there to talk about. But the most controversial thing in her background relates to the ROTC on campus.
Right.
And I did vote for her as Solicitor General, notwithstanding that bit of
you bet.
imprudent action on her part.